The hurricane lived, its eye at the back of my eye. I helped lift my neighbors' bodies from what they floated in. Think of the shit under everyone's sink and everyone's toilet in a city sewer, what's underground and in tubes and tunnels you never see, all mixed with salt water that laps knee-deep or higher. With 6 buckets of bleach in varying strengths, I tried salvaging a pair of jeans. They disintegrated in the wash. My best beloved things dissolved, but things can be replaced if you want to replace them. A stainless steel spoon I found, I cleaned, disinfected, polished, put on a shelf. In a few days, the spoon began growing fuzz. My lovely beach of wind-torn beauty, whip-worn, fresh God-given coast, hurricane ate that, ate it up and spit it out with stomach juices that ironed us flat as we worked the small recoveries. Worn boots, waders when we could find them, through the caustic muck. In the beginning, there was no time to locate footwear, emergency man, my neighbors, my friends, face down, a few face up. I lived in a tent while I tried deciding, wondering what I could save, where I would go, evaluated need, and roamed around the outside of my shotgun broken too. I helped recover while I contemplated. A couple drove by and stopped and knocked on my tent flap. By God's good grace we were spared. We have extra room and you are welcome to stay as long as you like. I flinched. Suspicion ran off me in rivulets with the heat. Just until you get on your feet again, they said. Appreciate, I said. Kind of you. Thanks, but I'll be all right here for now. My rescue wet hand streaked their dry palms. No resentment. God chooses or nature chooses. Sometimes God and nature are one, and other times they face opposite ends of the universe, like children separated by their parents so they can't continue fighting, or like boxers refereed to corners. God and nature as far from one another as they can get, their backs turned, not paying attention. The world goes to hell. In a matter of days we'd all aged or reverted, not to former youth, but to primal state. Or maybe our hurricane had jarred the lid atop the evil the world had always hid. 3 thugs approached. I saw malice in the sweat of their lanky hair. I didn't have much they could want or steal, but I'd heard of punks poking vehicles' tanks to steal gasoline. I had a truck. I had a pistol. All I had to do was show it. The sun glinted off the revolver as much as it sparkled the teens' chains and brightened their tattoos. With knives they could cut me down like Cain. We took part in a mute standoff, as if nobody knew language or couldn't be bothered to use it. The colorful ones loped backwards down the block. They eyed me and my gun, my homestead, until the glare blotted me out. They faced the other way, the direction God had faced. What survived? Heirloom bulbs. Cousin to the amaryllis. Crinum, brought here hundreds of years ago by the Spaniards, grew 10 feet deep. Stalk curled like a snake entranced with the sky, put forth an alien pod, bloomed into a wonder some call the swamp lily. Took Mississippi back to the first garden. I could leave the bulbs behind, or I could unearth them and cart them wherever I decided to next make my home. Shoveled until I was sore, but the garden could not be excised. Came to find the glory rooted in me and I in this particular dark dirt. I stowed my pistol, roomed with the Good Samaritans the second time they came, offering. Wildlife vanished. Imagine the world without bird song, eerie as death. Wish I knew what to call it. I don't think God's handed us the word for it yet. But I trust he'll name it any day, like he named that garden we lost. Then he'll pass the name on down for us to use and speak of to our children, if the snakes don't strike first.